Oh, it's a full grid, no question about it. And we're about to go racing. Perfect timing as away they go for our first race of the day. It's Group 10 in action here at the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. And bolting into the lead is that Corvette, the bright orange Corvette. You can't miss it as he dives into Andretti for the first time. But it's nice and crowded into that first corner. Two Porsches side by side. And it looks as though the little yellow Porsche of Scott Winders has got the advantage going into turn 3 because effectively this course turns round on itself, and if you get the outside line out of Andretti, you can get the inside line out of 3.
And watch for these two Porsches up front of Scott Winders and Brian Lawrence to really go at it. I think they raced together in the PCA Pro Cup, and even though it's a 1987 and a 1969, they are very equally yoked out there.
Yeah. Well, as you say, we've got quite a few different makes of cars out there. Really an interesting, eclectic group. But as you say, it's all based on the fact that they get round the same course at the same time, roughly at least, depending on their ability. The Rahal Straight, the longest straight here at Laguna, just a little bit longer than the front straight, which kind of jinx anyway. And then into this famous corkscrew, a wonderful drop-off. It really is death-defying, and if you've never been down it, I can assure you it is. Well, actually, the camera angle almost belies just how steep it is. It really does just drop right off a cliff edge.
Yeah, you go light. You know how you almost lose gravity for a second if you're going fast enough, and these guys are definitely going fast enough.
So away we go, a 21-minute feature race 2. They raced in action yesterday, and this is their second race of the weekend, excuse me. And it is Bill Auckland, Scott Winders, Steve Goldman, the man leading though at the moment. After that first lap, he put in a 1:36.883, pretty respectable, I would say, and certainly quicker than anybody else out there at the moment.
That's Scott Winders right there in that Porsche. They had a great battle yesterday, and they're picking up where they left off here today.
Coming through turn 4, and yes, opening it up now. There's your leader in the all bright orange, and here is Scott Winders, the man you just mentioned, coming into 5.
Look at the wing extensions on his wing.
It's big, isn't it?
Porsche made, a pretty nice spoiler on there, and he thought, that's just not big enough.
That's not big enough. I mean, that must make a big difference to that car.
Yeah, and the engine's in the back, so they got to make sure that they've got stability back there, but that wing is adding a lot of downforce, and they'll adjust it to the different tracks. So this track, probably because it's so intricate and technical, they probably add a lot of downforce to those wings.
Yeah,
and then Scott Borchetta somehow is keeping up with these Porsches in a car that really shouldn't be, but his team and Dylan, they really do a great job of preparing cars.
He can't have the effectiveness of that rear wing that they have in that car that he's in, but he's pedaling it well in that Buick Regal.
Yeah.
Purple, yellow, and green. You wouldn't think that combination would look good, but it does. And we've got on off there the 88 of Bob Kelly in the Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, I'd like to, Darrell Waltrip and I live in the same town. I'd like to text him and say, look at this, you're racing a Ferrari. Did you ever think you'd be doing that? Coming down the main straight of WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
Well, why haven't you invited Darrell up here?
He needs to come up here. We need a little boogity-boogity to our start.
Yeah, we do.
Look at that, the Ferrari ducks inside because the Ferrari has the traction. But now Scott's going to try to get him on a little bit, maybe more power, but I just think that Ferrari's just got him here in this technical section of the track.